May Day is the working class's international holiday celebrated by tens of millions of workers worldwide. It was born out of and honors the Chicago workers' historic struggle for the 8-hour day. This was marked by a general strike on May 1st, 1886, which spread to 350,000 workers across the country. 2 days into the strike, the cops followed by attacking and killing 6 workers. The next day, thousands marched in protest into Chicago's Haymarket Square. A bomb was thrown by a police agent, killing 4 workers and 7 cops while wounding 200 workers. This day would become known as the Haymarket Massacre. The International Workers Association was founded by Karl Marx, adopted May 1st to signify the international working class solidarity. May Day is the day where workers all around the globe march for their common demands and the overthrow of the capitalist system. In the United States, the immigrant rights movement has repopularized May Day into the mainstream. However, thus far, its only call has been for reforms such as legalization for undocumented workers. While we believe in this fight, it will never destroy capitalism or its exploitative nature. The Bolsheviks come to power in 1917. In the misery of World War I, under the leadership of the Communist Bolshevik Party, the working class overthrows the Tsar of Russia and ultimately seizes and maintains state power. The first ever successful overthrow of the capitalist class nearly 100 years ago. With the rise in fascism in all the major capitalist powers, it was the Soviet Red Army under the leadership of Stalin who led to the crushing defeat of the Nazis during World War II. It was Stalin who urged the Communist Party USA to focus on black workers as the key to a successful revolution in the United States. Many black communists traveled to the Soviet Union during this period. Langston Hughes said, "I do not claim that the Soviet Union is a paradise. It is not. But the steps towards an earthy paradise reach higher today in the soil of the Soviet Union than they do anywhere else in this troubled world." And just as the turmoil of World War I exposed the nature of capitalism, giving birth to the Russian Revolution, it was in the midst of World War II that the Chinese Communist Party seized control in 1949. The progressive labor movement was born out of the Communist Party USA, which gave up on fighting for revolution and instead became a liberal left of the pro-capitalist Democratic Party. Revolutionary Communist PLP has been fighting racism, sexism, and fascism around the world for 51 years and counting. To date, we are one united party, currently in 26 countries around the world. July 1964, PL, still a movement, not yet a party, supported the rebellion of Harlem workers with the poster, "Wanted for Murder, Gilligan the Cop." PL and Students for a Democratic Society, SDS, led 7,000 students and workers outside the Department of Labor and chanted, "War makers, strikebreakers, smash GE." In November of 1969, they marched from the Vietnam War protests to demonstrate in support of the GE workers' strike, emphasizing the importance of workers' power in the anti-imperialist fight. August 1975. PLP's commitment to fight racism brought hundreds of members and supporters to Boston, where they led thousands of anti-racists. They were determined to stop ROAR, Restore Our Alienated Rights, the instigator of racist mobs who threw rocks at black children on school buses. Physical fights with racists and winning black and white workers to a multiracial communist perspective were hallmarks of the project. June 1977. Angry workers and youth fought police in a predominantly Puerto Rican Chicago neighborhood characterized by high unemployment and deplorable living conditions. The police murder of 2 neighborhood youth sparked the rebellion. When a busload of PLP organized supporters arrived, the rebels cleared a path to prevent police interference. They warmly greeted the communists, armed with red flags, and challenged Desafío newspapers. Kansas City, August 1978. A multiracial group of PLP and Committee Against Racism smashed some Nazi scum. March 1982. 2,000 students and workers drowned out a KKK rally in the predominantly white town of Meriden, Connecticut. White workers can and must be one to fight racism, and PLP has always led the way in this fight. The determined militant actions of the PLP and the International Committee Against Racism, INCAR, against gutter racists, has a hallmark of the party's work in the 1980s and 1990s. October 1993, a multiracial group of anti-fascist and KKK disrupt Klan rally. A Confederate flag is snatched from the hands of a racist and burned as hundreds of workers in Indiana, former home to the largest organization of the KKK in the U.S., cheered. Hundreds march against apartheid in South Africa. We are an international party with the line of one world, one party, one class. We know that borders were created by the ruling class and therefore do not serve our interests. So when a system of extreme institutionalized racism and segregation exists, even on the other side of the world, communists must lead the way in the fight back. Hurricane Katrina showed how little the bosses care about our class. While Kanye West correctly stated, George Bush does not care about black people, PLP knows, as mentioned before, it's not just Bush, it's capitalism. Another lesson to draw from this time is the potential of the working class. In the face of crisis, workers did not need the bosses. They rescued neighbors, ensured safety of children and the elderly, and shared food and water. This unnatural disaster is one of numerous examples that workers can run society. When Obama was elected, a large portion of the working class felt a sense of euphoria. For a black man to be elected to the highest office somehow represented to the people an end of racism. His promises suggested a friendlier, fairer version of capitalism. It didn't take long for this fallacy to come crashing down. From the beginning and throughout his presidency, PLP pointed out Obama's true colors. Now, most understand who he really is, a mouthpiece of the ruling class in the development of war and fascism. As mentioned earlier, one of PLP's first struggles was against a police murder in Harlem in the 1960s. To this day, we unite around the world with families and community members of our murdered brothers and sisters. From Azeel Ford and Brandon Glenn in Los Angeles to Chantel Davis and Kamani Gray in Brooklyn, Michael Brown in Ferguson, we will avenge their stolen lives. Justice will come when we unite to overthrow this rotten system and the police who protect it. As we continue to fight back, it is our newspaper challenge that unites us. Through its articles, letters, and pictures, we hope to inspire a belief in the potential of our class to change the world. In its words, the political line that will lead us to revolution guides the way. We encourage everyone to sign up for a subscription, share the paper with friends, and write articles and letters so that we can continue to grow this movement. The Progressive Labor Party is only as strong as its membership and base. To create a communist world, we need masses of workers around the globe to join and fight to build our party. It will be a long, hard road, but to free our class from racism, sexism, exploitation, and oppression, a lifetime dedication is a small commitment. If you are a member already, now is the time to recommit yourself to the work of the party. If you are a friend of the party, now is the time to think about joining. If you are watching this video, this is hopefully only the start to a lifelong dedication to the political struggle for a communist world.